Yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We here? We here? We here?
Hello. Oh, hearing my voice is weird. Hello.
Nah, you got a good radio voice, man.
Thanks.
Let's put the monitors on a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, we here.
Exciting.
4D.
Woo!
This is the man himself.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Creative Listening.
Love.
4D, thank you for being my first guest.
Of course.
Really excited to be here. Really excited that you're here.
Yay!
To start off, I actually have a present for you.
Oh, I love presents.
This is me on my
I was like, yeah, you're wearing the shirt.
I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah.
You're going for it. I love it. Please.
And here I want to give out a shout out to Jelly.
Jelly.
Shout out to Jelly,
Woo!
who hosts Blended Beats on Dub Lab.
I love you, Janelle.
You
Hell
said,
yeah,
so
dude.
ANHEDONIA coming out September 19th.
Woo! Dude, I even forgot when that was coming out. I'm not gonna lie.
I learned on that interview that the original title of the project
about to sample the shit out of that
was Paris, Texas.
Yeah,
in reference
originally.
to the film.
Yeah,
Paris, Texas. And I actually happened to find the soundtrack the other day. It's pretty sick.
You're the GOAT.
It's pretty sick.
That's so nice of you. Thank you.
So I don't know if you had this already.
I don't. I didn't even realize. You know, it's funny. I didn't even think of like looking up the soundtrack, even though the soundtrack is great.
It's really fantastic.
Neo Americana.
I did give it a spin, and it's just so like textural and ambient.
I know. That whole movie is just an ambient movie if you think about it. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't. I vaguely planned on watching it to.
You got some homework to do.
Yeah, exactly. So this is for you.
Thank you. Wow.
And going off that, I wanted to ask you why, like, you eventually ended up settling on the title ANHEDONIA.
Yeah.
But
this is nice. Yeah.
Being that this was sort of informing, or this was something you were watching a lot while you were making this project.
Yeah.
When you were going to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that feel good, or why did that feel appropriate?
Why did I decide to almost name it Paris, Texas?
Yeah.
Well, I think. Well, you haven't seen the movie, so I'll explain the movie to a degree. Basically, this dude is like, basically kind of ruined his life. And he lost his wife and the custody to his kid. Mm-hmm. Or not the custody, but basically he lost his whole life. And he's just kind of been walking aimlessly for, I think, a couple months. Or he's just been lost for years, for a while. And his brother decides to find him. And then he randomly is like just walking aimlessly in Texas. And they find him. He's like broken and just doesn't know what to do, and trying to like kind of like formulate his life back together. And this whole movie is just like super beautiful, like ambient shots. Mm-hmm. And I kind of related to how he was feeling, because he's just like lost and completely like broken. And if you watch the movie, which I hope you do,
I will.
He kind of like starts to kind of form, like piece himself back together little by little, and you learn at the end of the movie, no spoilers, but he's kind of like a bad person. Or at least was a bad person. And
actually, this guy kind of sucks.
No, yeah, literally, like when you find out, like, yeah, this dude kind of sucks, because you kind of find out why his wife left him. You kind of find out how he ruined his life. It was just like a lot of garbage, and I think the whole movie was just his like redemption arc of like trying to make amends with all that, with not only with what he did, but also with like how he's trying to move forward. And trying to do that in such a like humanistic way. It was very telling and very humanistic, which is what I love in movies a lot
Right.
of the time.
Yeah.
I like realism. I like not to say I don't like other stuff, but I like things that invoke human emotions. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this was it hit pretty hard, honestly, because of the feeling of like not being accomplished, not just not being where you want, and kind of like the feeling of like not being where you want to be in life, and thinking you kind of like ruined your life in a way because you didn't take action on certain things. This is me speaking now about the movie.
Totally.
But this is what this felt like to me. And that's why I would go back to this a lot, not only for visual references, but just like that emotion, I guess, is what I drive for. And in my past albums, I do kind of do the same, especially when it comes to like a conceptual shit. I don't know if I can curse or not.
You can say whatever you want.
No, but yeah, I would usually do that with anything conceptual is what I'm going for. If I'm feeling something that is what the album's about, I kind of like chase that and try to feel that and try to listen to that and feel that again. So it's constant. Like I kind of like overstimulate myself with that, if that makes sense. Even though
like on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. Because I need to like, one, it's like we spoke, I have really bad ADHD, so for me to gain inspiration, I need to constantly overstimulate myself with whatever I'm being inspired by.
It's like that. Okay, that feels related to your thing about like your penchant for like a shorter song length too.
Yeah, I mean that's just like my attention span. Right. This is horrible. This is not good. But I'm trying to fix it. You know, it's getting there a little bit.
So on ANHEDONIA, if Limerence is a love letter to love, and Juxtoposition is a love letter to your city.
Actually, I was gonna correct you. Actually, Limerence is not a love letter to love.
Correct me.
It is a I would say a tall tale sign of not understanding how love works and crushes work. And I think that's just it's like the obsession with something that is dangerous and that can lead you into like bad corners, if that makes sense.
Like the dark obsessive parts of
I wouldn't say dark per se, but I would say just unhealthy, unrealistic. Let's put it that way.
Noted.
And then that's just what that whole album is about, is just like crushes and this obsession with love that isn't realistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost like, because limerence is
so I
similar definition to the word like infatuation. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would say I wouldn't say it's a love letter, but more so just like a study of an infatuation with like love and crushes. And then that's, yeah. Obviously,
I'm so glad to be hearing this.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's funny because a lot of people kind of have that interpretation of it. It's just like, oh, this guy just like loves love. I was like, no,
right.
It's like the obsession is like what I'm talking about.
Right.
But yeah, good guess though. Everybody's no, literally everybody's like, dude, it's like love is love. I love love. It's a love letter. Yeah, I'm sure, but the actual meaning is just like the obsession.
I love hearing this because I get to revisit it with this new lens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Oh. This still resonates with me in like a donuts way, where I hear it the first couple times.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. But then as I listen to it more, as I grow up and change and live more life, there's like new dimensions that reveal itself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listening to donuts backwards is also really like eye-opening.
Back, like the track listing. Mm-hmm. I got to try that.
Yeah, because it's like what the last track is "Welcome to the Show," right?
Yeah.
And then if you listen to it backwards, and then
right,
yeah, exactly.
Because he starts with the outro and ends with the intro.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. There's only one. The Tender Buttons is the only one that's kind of like that. I made that intentionally. Tender Buttons was like my attempt at donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was. I could feel like I could do better now, but still, I think that was my obsession during that time. Was like donuts, but also trying to like, kind of conceptualize it in a way of like I hate work and I hate capitalism.
Totally. That's something I wanted to ask you about actually. Is throughout your projects, I kind of clock capitalism as like
Yeah.
the recurring villain of the 4D cinematic universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's my Thanos.
Like it's Thanos, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it comes up in the track listing of Tender Buttons. It's a pretty huge part of Juxtoposition, I think.
Yeah.
I feel it in of the little bit I've heard of ANHEDONIA. I
Yeah.
feel it a little bit in Shades, maybe not as explicitly. I liked the little quip you had on the Blended Beats interview, where you're talking about the cover of Juxtoposition.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe consumerism isn't that bad.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
I actually do want to ask you about that cover though. Like,
yeah, please.
Why did you choose? Actually, where is that thing? Let's pull that up.
Jay, can you pull it up, please?
Why did you choose these characters?
What's funny is that was this was look, I think I did this on the fly. What's funny is that I totally didn't do any of this on purpose. This was one of the first albums that was like, I need to do something on the fly.
Right.
This was my homie 89's, shouts out. He did the cover and I had the concept. Basically, I was going for like I don't know if you remember that one Tribe Called Quest album cover.
That
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally my attempt at this. And I was like, the album cover is due tomorrow. I should do something. And that was this is it. But it ended up being really cool. The only thing that was honestly intentional was the Astro Boys.
Yeah.
They have different emotions, and I think that's the only thing that was like super intentional. Everything else was like something that I liked from childhood. But yeah, the only thing that was super intentional was the different Astro Boys with different emotions. Those were just like my nod at like the feelings of like living out here my whole life.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's a really fun detail.
Yeah, but yeah, that's funny. A lot of people are like, "What does this mean?" I'm like, "This is one of the first albums that doesn't mean anything." I'm still obsessed with this. I'm gonna fix my turntable on purpose now.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you do with that, if anything.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just like a really great record to have on in the background.
Yeah. Put this on my wall.
Oh, this is the thing I was excited to ask you about.
Please.
What's an artist or project who is like a massive influence on you, but no one would ever guess it based on like how your music sounds?
Oh, that's a good question. Funny enough, I really like a lot of pop. I love pop and I love country and I like folk specifically.
Folk.
That's a good question, and there is an answer for that, but I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to shuffle in my head.
Totally, and we can revisit this later too. Like this is kind of a larger thread I wanted to unpack with you because
please.
I know you're an indie head.
Yeah.
You posted like broken social scene songs. I'm like, yeah.
Don't tell people. No, everybody knows. It's funny because there's a lot of people within my community that like will listen to my music, and then I'll like pull up or something and I'll just be slapping some like Beach Fossils or something like super indie, and then they're just confused, and honestly I get confused too.
They're asking like, who's playing this?
Yeah. But I'm trying to look at like, because there's so many artists that don't make the music I make that really inspire me.
I have a direct one to ask you about while you think about that.
Please, while I look at my artist.
Your tape, Tender Buttons. I gather that's a direct reference to the broadcast album, Tender Buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I actually hadn't heard that tape until like a couple weeks ago when I was looking up the broadcast album because my friend just put me on.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came up, because the algorithm knows me, was your shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. And then when I looked it up on the Bandcamp, you gave a shout out to Trish.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah. These albums sound nothing I like, at least on the surface. So why the direct reference?
One, it's a cool name. Let's start there.
Sick name.
Two, I was listening to a lot of that during the time. During the time, I was listening to a lot of broadcasts and a lot of J Dilla specifically.
Nice.
And how they were like coinciding with each other. But those were the two things I was just listening to a lot during that time. And then I was trying to find an album name for the for the album, and then I was just listening to Tender Buttons. That's the song, not the album.
Yeah.
And I was just like, fuck it. It's like a nod, and on top of that, it's like paying homage. So fuck it, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
It also makes me think of like I don't know what you use to make your stuff. I don't know if you use like
FL
hardware.
Studio.
Use the FL Studio.
Yeah. FL Studio. Yeah.
We respect it. We love to hear it.
People don't respect it, but I put respect on it. So
as I like pay more attention to producer communities and what people are saying on the forums. What is the beef with FL Studio? I don't get it.
Because it's seen as like training wheels for people that are trying to make music, which is fine. I get it. And it's also the most accessible, to be honest. Cracking FL Studio is probably the easiest thing you can do.
Yes.
So
not that I would know.
Getting it
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I bought mine. Just saying. I have a lifetime subscription. Shouts out FL Studio, sponsor me. No, but it's the most accessible and it's the most easy to crack. Not that I condone that. But that being said, people will make like the most Fruity Loop sound beat you can make. But in reality, people don't know. But a lot of people that are producers, especially within the industry, use FL Studio to make all their trap beats. So
yeah.
I think it's getting a lot different now. But in my opinion, when I talk to somebody that makes like beats, like hip hop beats, people don't use FL Studio. They use Ableton, Logic, or even what is it? The
GarageBand. Yeah.
Those are like the main three people use. But FL Studio still looks like this taboo thing, even though like fucking K-Tronada uses FL Studio. So I don't know.
Man, what like?
I don't know.
He's good. He's really good at music.
Yeah,
he's like really good at music.
Yeah. So I mean, it's whatever. I don't really care. But it's funny because I wear that on my sleeve a lot. It's like, oh, what do you use FL Studio? Oh, what plugins do you use? I don't use plugins.
That's kind of badass, honestly.
I mean,
that you're able to like produce the fullness of what you produce.
Yes.
On what is supposedly this like rinky-dink training wheels program.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta use what you have to the full extent, you know.
Yeah.
And FL Studio has a lot of stuff. People just don't like tinker, you know.
Yeah.
You kind of rely on like, oh, this plugin's like $10 on sale. I'm gonna get it, which is fine. I don't knock that, but I feel like you're constantly always chasing that high of like, oh, I need a different sound from something else, instead of just like it's already in the software, so you might as well try to use it.
Totally.
Even if it sounds like shit, but a good producer will make it not sound like shit. So, just saying.
I mean, like, I feel like there's something to be said for like the limitations that stimulate creativity.
Funny enough, I tried to learn Ableton when I first started making. Originally, when I started making music, I didn't use any hardware. I didn't use any software. I used all hardware.
Nice.
I used an MPC 1000 with a bunch of guitar pedals hooked up to it for effects.
That's badass.
It's a pain in the ass. And on top of that, it would all go through a 4-track. And that was cool. It looked cool, but it was a pain in the ass because, one, I don't know if you ever messed around with an MPC or something.
I've hit the pads. I've never actually like.
So there's a software in MPC that it comes with standard, but there's another software that I think some Japanese dude made, but it's called JJOS.
Word.
And you have to pay for it. And a lot of people either pay for it or they use the trial version, which you turn it on, you can use all the functions, but once you turn it off, you can't save anything.
Classic.
Yeah. Classic. So how I would do it is I would record that song into a 4-track, and then that was it. I couldn't redo it, and it's kind of unfortunate because a lot of those songs I do miss and don't have access to anymore. And then eventually those guitar pedals stopped working, and it was just like a lot of hoopla. And
yeah,
eventually I started. I got my when I joined my old music collective, Low Fiction. I started to try to use Ableton, and that didn't really work out either. Then I got onto FL.
I'm glad you brought up the MPC. That was actually the entire reason I asked this question in the first place, was because I feel like to me, I see the title Tender Buttons as like an allusion to, hitting the pads.
Oh, wow. I didn't even make that connection. That's a good reference. Yeah.
It's fun, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to take that from you. Yeah, I was just thinking about making music on the MPC and then tender buttons, right?
It's such a tactile experience. You
Velocity,
know what I mean?
huh?
No, but on the subject of tender buttons, I actually got part of why I got the SP404 was because I wanted something limiting as far because like Ableton has everything theoretically.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many.
Yeah.
It's like, and like where do I start?
Well, that's the thing. If me personally, FL Studio stock is limiting. If you think about it, stock Ableton is limiting because you're only using what's available to you.
Yes.
It is up to you to explore what you have. And honestly, I made only like 3 or 4 beats on the SP404. And I actually should look into my old one. I have one that's just like sitting there collecting dust. But that thing is the most difficult thing to make a song on, and I kudos to anybody that continues to make only music on the SP404. No SP, no the new one, the OG one.
No, I know what you're talking about.
That one's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you have to have a really keen ear and a really fast trigger button, because I don't know if you ever cut samples on the SP404.
No, so even on the Mark II, it's like way more tricked out. It's much more closer to like an MPC or like DAW functionality.
Yeah, you can.
So like this one's already like
you can like cut the wavelengths and stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
The OG 404, you would have to record it, make sure you have the right snippet, and then once you play it, you have to press slice. You have to slice it manually with your ear. There is no like screen, and that shit sucked. I've only done it 4 times, but there's some cool shit you can do with the 404 though. The OG 404, you could like scratch on it. You can scratch a sample with just the
cool.
with the knobs. I thought that was really sick.
That's pretty.
And then you
sweet.
you can manually loop a sample with the delay. It's like you can find it in one of the forums, but my homie 89s was showing me that like you can delay the sample with the feedback, and then you would continue doing that and then add drums over it. It's pretty intense.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I see it.
That's why you only use in my opinion, you'd only use an SP to like perform. That's the only thing that I would do.
Right, you got your beats that you already made on there.
Yep.
You can play on them, put little effects on them.
Yeah, that's it.
That DJ effect, the DJ like delay shit.
Mm-hmm,
that shit's so fun. Yeah. That is like half of why I wanted it. Was make the beats skip.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would use it for, honestly, and playing other little things on top of that.
So, I wanted to ask you generally about like your day-to-day experience of music.
Oh boy.
And I wanted to ask you about this when I heard you tell Jelly that you don't necessarily make music every day.
I don't.
which I respect. Like, I think there's a spectrum of creatives who they have this compulsive need to output, and then there's another end of the spectrum where I sit, where it's like, not like it'll happen when it happens, but it's like you can't force it,
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about that, but also like, do you listen to music every day, or do you experience like input fatigue?
That's a good question. I do listen to music every day, whether I like it or not. It's gonna sound mad corny, but I think the world in itself is music. So corny, I know, but like, driving your car, listening to trees, whatever the fuck. That's just how I view things. But no, I don't necessarily get input fatigue. I think it's just more so that if I force myself to make music, it's not going to sound good, and I'm going to get frustrated, and then I'm just going to put it down, and that's just like, okay, whatever. But if I have this tick in the back of my head from listening to something or having some type of emotion or inspiration, that is a clear indication for me to like at least try to make something.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
It's kind of like turning on a light or like in like a recording booth there's a light that says record.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how my brain works. It's like whenever I'm feeling something or I have inspiration or something, that light turns on and it's like, okay, now it's time to try to make something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say I get input fatigue. I think I substitute my creative output with different stuff, like, fun fact. But a lot of people, I think some people do know. But I do like models.
I've seen them. You're good at it.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's just fire.
Thanks. But that's like one nerdy thing I like to do that like suffices my creative, artistic needs in a lot of the way. I do
very specific attention to detail.
Yeah, specifically modeling with miniature stuff. So I make like dioramas and stuff. It's funny because one of my friends was like, "You're like the mom off of Hereditary." I'm like, it's kind of weird to say, but I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment.
I don't think I'm ever gonna see that movie.
I mean, look, if you want to get the reference, you could just see the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
Noted.
Okay.
I'm terrified. The only Ari Aster I've seen is Beau Was Afraid, and that movie stressed me out.
Yeah, I love that movie. Do you not like horror movies?
I think I appreciate them more than I like them. It's not something I seek out. If it's something that a friend hits play on and I happen to be there, I'm like, okay.
I guess we're in for the ride.
All right. I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, I love horror movies.
Because I love comedy, and there's so much overlap between the two. I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
As far as like the importance of timing and like building suspense and anticipation and like playing on people's assumptions.
No, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love horror movies. They're my fave. But yeah, back to your question. Sorry.
You're so good. I meander a lot too.
Yeah, but input delays or input sensory. You said
input fatigue.
Fatigue. Yeah, I don't really get that.
Word.
Yeah.
I absolutely do. And so I appreciate what you said about. First of all, I don't think this is corny. That like, just like the world is music. I hear that sensibility in your albums too, just as far as like you're creating a certain sense of environment.
Yeah, I put a lot of texture, like environmental textures in my music.
Right.
If you notice, like cars and trees and oceans and shit like that.
Absolutely. Honestly, that kind of makes you a perfect first guest on Creative Listening.
Woo!
Because I call it that. I call it that because I want to celebrate. Not even just like, I know of you because your output has had an impact on me.
Word. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad it had an impact.
And so I wanted to create space to sort of give air to the input that goes into that. You know what I mean? So thank you again for being here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is great.
Happy birthday, Limerence, by the way. That just turned 2 earlier this month, I think. If the Spotify release date is correct.
Wait, did it? Hold on. I have like calendar dates for all my album releases, but they never let me know ahead of time.
If the Spotify release date is correct, it came out on July 7th of 2023.
You are correct. I didn't have that on my calendar. Shouts out to the birthday. I didn't realize. Love you, boo. You released.
We talked. I forgot if we talked about this earlier on the interview, on air, or if this was before we went live.
Yep.
But I clock such a strong like J Dilla, specifically Donuts sensibility on Limerence, as far as like how you're using samples and structuring them in a particular way to like convey a particular like interior experience.
Yeah. Emotions.
So just as far as like how you pick a concept for an album, I guess what comes first, the beats or what you're trying to say?
Or sometimes both.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I do concept first, sometimes I do beat first, or the beat inspires the concept.
Yeah.
Vice versa. But most of the time, I'll have some stuff in the backlog that fits whatever I'm trying to do now, and that's also very convenient. But for the most part, the concept stuff kind of just falls into my lap a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'll see a video that inspires me, or I'll see a conversation I'm having with somebody, something I see in real life. kind of just falls in my lap, which is actually very convenient for me.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had said to Jelly that you actually feel more compelled to like create a project when there's like a larger thought you're trying to convey.
Yeah.
Do you get more satisfaction from like the figuring out of solving the puzzle, or like we're here,
No, I always get the satisfaction from actually in the process of doing it.
Yeah, the wrestling.
Yeah, I think the end result was never like as satisfying as like the journey, which is very cliche but so true. It's like, okay, I have $1,000, but how did I get the $1,000? Obviously, like, not talking about like corporate work. That shit sucks.
Yes.
But when it comes to like making music, and if people buy your music and you get like $1,000 out of that, you're not thinking about making the grand. At least I don't.
Right.
You just happen to get $1,000, and then now you have the $1,000, and that's more so like, cool, I have money, but the experience was like what was worth it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Money's nice, but not the point.
Yep. I would love for it not to be the point, but you know, people got to feed themselves.
Yeah, capitalism as the recurring villain makes sense.
Shouts out. No, actually,
No shouts out.
No shouts out.
No
actually.
shouts out. Oh, I wanted to ask you about this because at the end of Limerence, there's a couple tracks where you preview for a project called Rodeo.
Oh wow, yeah.
Where's that?
I totally forgot that was that.
Where's that at, man? Because the Daft Punk vibe on that shit is so ill.
Actually, to answer your question, I think you asked a couple questions ago. Daft Punk was a big one that has inspired me.
Hey.
Yeah, that really put me into my like sample bag. But originally, I don't know if you know this, but I originally started making out house first.
I did not know that. That makes a lot of sense because those tracks slap.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll send you the project. It's like it's done. It's literally done. I just haven't like figured out what to do with it, cuz I know it's good, but also I want it to have like the proper release, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But that was my version of like a traditional house album, and I forgot what tracks I put on. I know I put 2 that I really liked, and I think I'm pretty sure I put the intro where that fool is like telling you like, oh, this is a single from there.
Yeah. Is that on the project too?
That is on the project.
I love that.
I should revisit that. It's been like 2 to 3 years since that thing's just been like done. But yeah, Daft Punk was the main inspiration for all that. I really like French house a lot.
Right.
A lot of people don't, because I think, to be honest, it got watered down really bad over the past couple of years. Everybody wants to be Daft Punk or sound like Daft Punk, which is, that's fine. I get it. They're Daft Punk, but
yeah, shit's amazing.
Yeah, but for me personally, I really liked the I don't know if you know their old label. I forgot what this is called. It's something in French. I will send it to you. I wouldn't know. I don't know. The group that they had, or at least the moniker they had under before Daft Punk, was called Le Knights Club.
Okay.
And that shit was all bangers. It was like very raw, very like drop it into the SP1200 and just like kind of make something out of it. It's really, really good. And then, you know, I don't know if you know who DJ Falcon is.
Should I?
He's the dude that did with Tomas. He did if I'm not mistaken, he was in Stardust. The Music's Better Than You. Ooh, baby, I feel like our music sounds better. Music sounds better with you.
Okay, I know.
But that group is called Stardust.
Okay.
And it's DJ Falcon and Tomas from Daft Punk.
Noted.
And I think they only put out that one single, but they made that song together, and he was a part of that old label. And all these, it's very odd because like me, I'm someone that likes to like study and research a lot just for funsies. So like if you look at all of those fools in that scene, they're like, the connection between everybody was like really fucking weird. Like I don't know, you know the band Phoenix?
Yeah, the French band.
Yeah,
French Strokes.
French Strokes. The lead singer, I forgot his fucking name. But he's I don't know what his name is. He's married to Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, Tomas something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another Tomas. But he's also connected to Daft Punk because he used to DJ with them back in the day in the 90s.
Okay.
Or at least was in that scene.
And then he was like, I play guitar now.
Whatever. But all these fools are like mad connected. Like Justice was also like prolific right now. They're also like super tapped in with that too. There's like the rabbit hole goes pretty deep. But anywho, yeah, that album's done. I haven't put it out. I want to put it out, but I don't know when it's gonna be put out. And I think the first official thing that I ever put out was a house EP. I think that's on Bandcamp.
I'm excited to listen to that now.
Yeah, please. I think it's I forgot what it's called, to be honest, but you should listen to it. It has like a Japanese mask on the front.
I know the cover.
Yeah.
On your Bandcamp.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so glad I asked about Rodeo.
Yeah, Rodeo's, because people are like, is it Rodeo? No, it's Rodeo.
Why is it called that?
I don't know. I just thought of like something elegant, something cool, sexy, and I wanted the album cover to be like a car.
Yeah. But
I have another album cover for it, but I have to like get approval of it first. Anyways, but yeah, Rodeo is supposed to be just like a name of just like, oh, this sounds like I would be riding down like Rodeo Drive,
right,
type of thing. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You spoke briefly with Jelly about what I call the gift of the older sibling.
Yeah.
Like without this older sibling, I wouldn't know any of this music. I wouldn't be this person who I am today.
Word. Shouts out. Her birthday was yesterday.
What's her name?
Talia. Shouts out.
Tilia.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Woo. Yep.
Hell yeah. Happy cancer season.
Yes.
I don't even really think I have a question about this. I think I have so much appreciation for the gift of the older sibling.
Yeah. Shouts out.
So just wanted to give space for that kinship.
I love it.
You also mentioned that your dad is somebody who has put you onto music.
Yeah.
And that is something that is foreign to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like your dad likes music and things.
My dad likes music, but he's funny because he's been stuck in that timeline since he was born. Well, he experienced it. Like, he's a huge 80s head. And he played a lot of like Cure, Depeche Mode, a lot of like post-punk type of stuff, like Tears for Fears, Simple Minds, stuff in that realm.
Yeah.
So I got really attached to that type of stuff at first, and it seems like a recurring thing for like Mexican kids, to be honest. But yeah, he got me into that stuff, and then my sister is the one that kind of like stimulated that in a different genre when it comes to that, because I was also kind of stuck in that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I, as most people do, they explore and find different stuff that sounds like that, or.
Yeah, you figure out how to dig on your own.
Yeah. Very grateful that I did. But my dad, funny enough, fun fact about my dad, he doesn't like jazz.
He doesn't like jazz.
He does not like jazz.
Like
the other day I was in the car with him and I was playing Chick Corea. And he was like, "What the fuck is this?" He literally verbatim, like he said, he stared me straight at my face while I was driving. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "This is jazz. You don't like jazz?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, put Depeche Mode on. I'm like, okay.
Oh man, Ornette Coleman's gonna
look,
melt his brain.
No, it's all good. Like people like what they like.
No, absolutely.
But it's just funny because I was like, yeah, all right, sure. I'll take the intense jazz off for you.
Another influences question,
please.
And this goes back to creative listening. What artists or projects do you hold in high esteem as far as like, these are the albums that taught me how to listen to music?
That is a good question.
Like for me, like the answer for me is like Voodoo, because the production on that album is like, oh my god, I'm in a room.
Yeah, it's a good album.
It's an amazing album.
That album reminds me of New York so much.
New York, what?
Yeah. Are we talking about what's Bruh's name?
D'Angelo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. D'Angelo's Voodoo. Literally, anytime I'm in New York, and I've only been to New York like 3 times, so many times. I listen to literally. All I listen to is like D'Angelo
Nice.
for some reason. I don't know why. It just makes me feel more like I'm in New York.
Huh.
I don't know why. I have no clue why. But D'Angelo literally front to back Voodoo all the time.
That tickles me just because like New York in my mind has the association of being kind of like a cold place. Not like unfeeling, but yeah, I don't know, like Voodoo like ambles along and like there's so much space and so much warmth. Like it feels like contrasting.
Yeah. I guess I see New York as that, as like this. It's so odd because it feels like a hug every time I go there. It's very odd.
That's really lovely.
Yeah, it's like if San Francisco had an older brother. That's kind of what it feels like.
An older brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then San Francisco's a younger brother. I wouldn't even say like younger brother, but I would say they're just brothers. Period. I wouldn't say there's no age gap between them, but definitely New York has that vibe of like home in a way that I'm like comfortable being there, especially like going to Brooklyn or Lower East Side or something like that. It makes me feel like I'm like home.
You're there like, oh, this makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Brooklyn feels like Oakland for sure. And
Word.
And then Manhattan feels like just San Francisco.
Word.
So I feel insanely comfortable like walking around and just like being there all the time.
Yeah. You ever consider relocating out there, even if temporarily?
Yeah, I think about it all the time, to be honest. But at the same time, honestly, dude, we're low key spoiled out here. We get big city vibes if we want that, but then like I can go to the beach and it takes like 5 minutes to go there. And then also if I want to go get lost in a forest, I can go 5 minutes out too. You know, it's like
you can do that.
Everything's so in close proximity. It's kind of unfortunate how convenient it is living here, and it's actually really nice.
No, we got them good problems.
Yeah. But I think I would go to New York maybe for an extended period, maybe like a month or something. But
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to live there unless it's like on some like, oh, my music career is like popping off and it would be beneficial for me to like stay here type of thing.
Word.
Yeah. But other than that, no, I don't think so. Not now, at least.
No, I feel that.
Vacationing there, or at least my type of vacationing is probably like, that's my vibe.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like Japan a lot, you know.
Oh my god.
The vibe of like big city, ocean, forest, yeah.
I love Japan so much, man.
Yeah. Having that all in close proximity is like really, really, really nice.
As far as your experience of Japan, wait, where did you go when you were there last year?
Kyoto, Osaka, and then Japan and Tokyo.
What were your favorite of the 3 cities?
Kyoto, for sure.
Yeah.
Kyoto and then Osaka. Osaka felt like what's the word? Like Osaka feels like what Japan is supposed to feel like, in my opinion. Japan, like Tokyo, kind of felt like if San Francisco was on steroids.
Highly feel this.
Yeah.
Highly feel this.
But Osaka felt like super chill, super like everybody's kind of just like lounging around and like kind of chilling. And then Kyoto felt like what Marin wishes it was, to be honest.
Right.
I don't know if you know Marin, but
Like Marin County?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kyoto is like amazing. I would want to stay there for a longer period of time.
The rural vibes are pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm very much about the rural vibes. As much as I thought I wasn't, but then, you know, I think that kind of changed my mind.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like, oh, forest, but I'm going to go chill in the city for a little bit and then, oh, back to the forest type of thing. That's my favorite.
Man, like the thing about traveling for me, one, it's just like a difficult thing for me to do. It's like difficult for me to like leave my nest.
Same. I agree.
But like the recurring thing that I experience is one, once I'm like out somewhere for like 2 or 3 days, I already start to feel homesick.
Yeah, that's how I am.
It's so strong. And then like by the time I come back, I just have this renewed appreciation for like I get to come back here.
Yeah.
I get to come back to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And like visiting SoCal or LA is cool too, because I'm leaving California to go back to
California, but it's like two different ecosystems. And
yeah.
It feels like two different versions of California.
And then it's like, oh man, I have to say goodbye to California. But then I get to come back to California.
Yeah, that's how I felt being in LA last week.
Yeah.
I had a great time, don't get me wrong. But then like you come back here, the weather is arguably way nicer, and I don't have to drive a lot. That's also really nice.
That's pretty ideal, because that is like the main villain of Los Angeles, is the necessity of having a vehicle.
Yeah, that's the bane of my existence. Shouts out capitalism for ruining that.
No shouts out. No shouts out. Okay.
Yes.
This is one that you spoke on a little bit earlier, and I was holding back from elaborating because I wanted to ask you
Sure.
on there. How would you define your version of creative discipline?
If I don't do it, I will go insane.
This is like
Yeah.
the internal experience.
Yeah,
of
that's
like
my discipline. Also, damn, I'm speaking a lot. But no, I think creative discipline, it depends on what you mean by that. Creative discipline in the sense of like, am I doing it for my mental health, or am I doing it because I have to continue to push myself forward to get some type of like livable wage, if that makes sense. And I think that's two things that I think about when you say that to me, because it's like, from my perspective, what I think about it as discipline is, one, do I want this skill to go away? That's another thing to think about. So for me, when it comes to discipline, I think, one, I have to do it because it's for my mental health and I need to do it. And if I don't do it, I will probably die. Not to get dark, but
no, I hear you.
And two, if I want to excel within this so-called career that I'm trying to make for myself.
We're just trying to make it, man.
I wouldn't even say make it. I just want to pay my rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's funny because a lot of people think about that, and I think that's like my discipline. It's like living off this would be really nice, but at the same time, I think I've gotten to a point. I'm much older now, before thinking that I wanted to do that. And I still do, but at the same time, I think I'm just doing it just to do it now. It's just fun. It's fun to do. It's a great outlet to do. And the discipline in that comes really nice, actually.
Word.
It keeps me accountable a lot. I think music has done that for me, especially releasing music specifically, because keeping yourself to a date is really like nice, especially since like I have really bad discipline with other things in my life. So
word. You said accountable. Right, you were speaking on this earlier. You said that making music, which you've been doing since 2011, you said?
Yeah.
Is like the most consistent thing in your life at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I was coming from with this question, was asking about consistency and how you maintain that for yourself. But it sounds like music is
so
what
only
helps you achieve that.
Yeah, it's 'cause music has taught me to be consistent, because improvement is the best sign of consistency and keeping you pushing yourself to do more. And I think, funny enough, I don't think I would be where I am with anything else, even with the model making stuff. I feel like progress is the best sign of like improvement, as as people know, but it's the thing that keeps you pushing yourself to do better stuff. And then, it's nice to listen to other people's stuff too, because it's like, oh man, this person's on like other thing, and then I'm trying to do that, I can do something similar, I don't know, it's nice. It's nice having that constant little push of like, oh, okay, I can do better, and I am doing better, and that's the biggest one. It's like, I am doing better, not that I can do better.
Yeah.
Because without those two, it's like it doesn't work well. Yeah, because you're just gonna keep beating yourself up the whole time. But yeah, consistent with music my whole life.
I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah. Thanks.
Consistency is a difficult thing for me. Like, I think I'm trying to figure out how to force myself to create or like attempt or try even when I don't feel inspiration. That's something I'm not good about.
The thing, I mean, I'm not trying to give you advice or I'm telling you what to do.
No, I'll take
it. Forcing yourself to do something is never gonna make things work.
So what's the framing then? Like, because and like for me,
you wait for that little light to go off, and that's when you try. And when you try, I always say this: trying is doing. So,
trying is doing.
Yeah. So
I mean, you spoke on this with Jelly, like, and this resonated with me when she was asking you about like your process of like finding samples.
They just fall in my lap.
Like, it's just being out and hearing things. Like, there's a loop right there.
Yeah,
like, When I sit down,
Shazam is such a great app.
Shazam is the cops and also the best app. Like, when I have a stack of records and I'm like listening through them to sample, I don't have the patience or discipline to like dig for samples. It's just like a different part of my brain. Is like it sort of scrambles how I listen to music.
Yeah, I guess you gotta like really reevaluate. Again, not telling you what to do, but sometimes it just sounds like you're hitting your head against the wall.
Absolutely.
And that's not good. It's not gonna work.
You can't force it.
You can't force creativity, sadly. In my opinion, Andy Warhol would say otherwise. Funny joke. No, but I think you can't force shit like that, especially when it comes to authentic shit. 'Cause I can tell off rip when I listen to something like, oh, this person forced themselves to make this. Or, oh, this is very like commercialized. This is very like hitting your head against the wall type of thing. Like, I can hear that. I can hear when someone has been making beats from the beginning of the month to the end of the month type of thing. Like, oh, I'm going to make a beat every day. Cool. But all of them are going to, most of them are going to sound like ass.
Ass cheeks.
And that's not a bad thing. But I think I much rather prefer to make 2 or 3 good beats in a month. And those I know are like, okay, this is fire. Like, I know this is fire.
Yeah.
And I rather do that than spend my whole month making those 2, 3, but then making like 100 others that just sound like poop. And that maybe that's other people's processes,
Yeah.
But me personally, I much rather get my result quicker in that way. 'Cause I don't think I can sit there for hours staring at my computer, looking at different sounds, doom, 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 like going through all your sound libraries.
Like, let's go through every snare.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. So that's why I always stick. At least this is what's been beneficial for me, because I have tried making music every day, and sure, I think that is good when you're trying to learn and trying to improve your skills. But when it comes to making music, I think it's not beneficial. I think you leave that whenever that little light turns on, like I told you.
I think that is actually such an important distinction.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between trying to improve your skill and trying to like, okay, I'm just gonna like fuck around and like try to make a different genre. That's improving your skill.
Right.
That's not really making music to a degree. You're like, you have the intention of it, but the main intention is improving your skill and trying to do something different.
Right. The point is the process more so than the output.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
But that's just me though. That is me. I like to make things a lot easier for myself as much as I can.
I highly appreciate this insight and wisdom.
Hey, look. If it works, it works.
I'm excited to listen to this interview.
Yeah, I'm glad. But I think it's important to realize like creativity is a blessing, not more so something you can force, if that makes sense.
Right.
So when you get it, appreciate it and do it, because you don't know when that's the next time that you're gonna get it.
Creativity is a blessing.
Yes.
I quite appreciate this. Like, this frames creativity not as like a thing that's within you that you just gotta dig out. It's like a moment in time and space.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's in you, but at the same time, you, in my opinion, you don't get to choose when that comes out. Yeah. I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
I think last year,
as you saw from what my body did.
yes, I mean, it's true, man. You got to learn these things the hard way. I think last year, that's what the whole album's about last year. It's just like being in like a really dark place and not having that come out at all.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing excites me. Nothing is satisfying. I'm constantly depressed, and I'm kind of waiting for like that little poke come out, and it's like, oh, inspiration. No, it didn't come at all.
Yeah.
And then it did eventually, but that's what the whole new project's about. It's just that literally waiting for something to happen, but it never comes, and you're kind of like, fuck, is this gonna be my whole life now?
Right.
Yeah. So appreciate it when it comes, because you don't know when it's gonna come again.
I'm so excited to hear the new album.
Woo!
I appreciate you giving me a little preview that you gave me.
Yeah, I'm glad. I added like 2 new tracks, so you're good.
Nice.
Yeah, so you'll listen to the final thing.
There's gonna be a vinyl release too, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be all over that.
Yo.
ANHEDONIA out September 19th.
Keep forgetting the date myself.
One more note on the title. I don't know if this was intentional. One thing I do like about the final title that you landed on is, to me, it makes it a trilogy with your last 2.
Word.
Just because of like, I don't know, the titles convey like they're these single kind of obscure words.
Yeah.
That create a lot of space for like, wait, what does he mean? But and then once you get it, it's like, what else would it have meant? I think that's really cool.
I like people's other interpretations, but yeah, for the most part, they're a little straightforward. But from what I understand, a lot of other people that listen to my stuff, they're like, oh, do you mean this? I'm like, no, not at all. But I love that you had your own interpretation. It's great.
What is it like for you to interact with that? Because it's like, once you put your stuff out there, it kind of doesn't belong to you anymore. So is it weird to... Thank you again for correcting me earlier.
No, I love it. Like fun fact, yeah.
But like, what is this like for you? This experience of like, actually, this is kind of where I was coming from with that.
I wouldn't say it's humbling, I guess, and also it's nice that I have a different perspective than everybody else, and that's really nice. I like that everybody listens to it and has their own interpretation, because that's gives me a notice that they're actually listening, which is nice. Because a lot of people just put it on this like, oh, this sounds nice, instead of like kind of thinking a little deeper, I guess,
right,
about it, instead of just thinking like this is a nice song, which is also valid. But it's nice to have that critical thinking skills of like, oh, this means something, and that's why I think I add a lot of like a lot of vocal tracks to my thing, because it kind of does the work for somebody, to be honest.
Here, let me spell this out for you.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how I'm actually feeling in a detailed description.
Right.
With a nice song to it.
Of course, that happens to be there.
Yeah,
happens to be there. Like, is it that part of the experience of like, I don't know, because you're also contending with your audience as like the final collaborator, in the sense of like, I bring something different as far as like my life experience and what I've heard in my life. So I imagine it's also interesting for you to engage. What the fuck?
Sorry, is your remote.
Oh, you're so good. It must that must be interesting for you to engage with like that aspect of it too. Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, I would never have thought of that. But also like, this didn't come from me. This is something you brought to the table. Yeah,
I think I can't really help myself sometimes when it comes to that stuff. So I try my best to kind of convey what I'm trying to say a lot, and then if people kind of collectify around me about that. That's kind of nice too, you know.
You say collectify?
Yeah, not a word, but I like
It is
using
now. I know what it means.
It's funny because a lot of the time I kind of make up words by accident, and then people correct me. But it's funny. My friend KAHJ was like, "It's like, oh, well, it's language. So as long as someone understands what you're saying, it's still valid." I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Shout the fuck out to KAHJ. That is absolutely
Even though she's gonna say like, no, I don't condone that, but it's fine. I took it. I took it that way.
I mean, that's absolutely true. Like, all words are made up.
Yeah, I mean, language is made up as long as we understand what we're saying.
That's really what it's meant to be.
Just saying.
It's all bridges. It's all bridges.
Just saying.
Okay, we're coming up on the last few questions I have for you.
Yeah, please.
These are what I call the dualities question.
Yeah.
That'll make sense why.
Cool.
The first one is Prince or MJ?
Music-wise?
Yeah.
Music-wise, MJ. Personality-wise, Prince.
I buy that. Word.
Yeah.
J Dilla or Madlib?
Madlib.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's a quick one.
Word.
I don't. Yeah, Madlib.
That's something I'm gonna poke you about more.
Yeah.
Broken social scene or Grizzly Bear?
Broken social scene.
Yeah.
Grizzly Bear's cool. Even though I wanted to go see them at the Fox, but I'm not trying to spend like $90 on a ticket. Sorry, Grizzly Bear.
I forgot they were playing the Fox. That's right.
Yeah, I want to go, but they're expensive.
I love Academy so much.
Mm.
The last one is going to be a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
What do you think of AI and how do you feel about AI?
In music or in general?
We've already identified capitalism as like the villain, so we need to get into that. Just, specifically with regards to music and art.
I think, man, it's like a tough question for me personally because, for one, okay, let's just put it this way: if you're making AI music, fine, but at the same time, like, just expect people to, one, shit on it, and two, it's not really valid. And that sucks to say, but it's true. Like, you didn't play any of that music. You didn't sample any of that music. You kind of just asked a computer to make you a song. I don't think that's, like, fair, to be honest. And I don't think that's valid. There's actually, funny enough, I was just listening to something on Spotify or somewhere. Some dude makes AI music, but he resamples it. And that made me think, like, is that valid?
Huh.
And I was like, I guess. It just depends. Because if he's just looping that loop, no. But if he's, like, chopping it up and stuff,
right,
and redoing it, it's like a weird gray area, you know?
That becomes a slippery slope of, like, wait, is the thing that makes it valid, like, the effort?
Exactly.
Right.
And I think for me, why I said it was a difficult question when it comes to AI, specifically in music, it sucks because there is some tools that AI presents itself to be helpful.
Right.
And, you know, I might get a lot of shit for that, but it's true. Like,
no, I see it.
One, a lot of people don't know this, but I do use a teeny tiny bit of AI in my music.
Stem splitting?
I wouldn't even consider that AI, to be honest. But yeah, sure. That's one. And then two, in my new project, I don't like the sound of my voice. So I filtered a conversation that I had with my therapist through that.
Nice.
And that's where I clipped that. Is like I translated it through an AI voice.
Word.
But other than that, those are the only two cases I use AI for. It's
Word.
like stem splitting and then, you know, sometimes using it as audio talking stuff. But I just don't have any other interest in using it other than that, to be honest. It's interesting because I have played around with like the I think it's called like Sonos or some shit. The thing that makes you the song, you know what I mean? The AI that makes you songs. And that shit kind of sucks. Like all the music it makes is like kind of boop. Yeah. It's not very good. And you know, I've researched and it's like, oh, you gotta really be like mad hyper specific in the prompt. And I'm like, yeah, that's no fun though. Might as well just make it myself, you know?
Right.
But yeah,
the making becomes like writing the prompt.
Yeah. But when it comes to like making music with AI and like using AI instruments and like AI artists and stuff. That just sucks, dude. Like,
It feels so bad. It's so it's so dejecting.
what makes it worse is like using like artwork for AI and stuff. And like honestly, to be honest, I have used AI artwork and stuff, but you know, kind of going more in depth and educating myself, I kind of realized like, yeah, that shit sucks, dude. I'm just gonna like stay away from it. Even though I will say some of the stuff that people produce with it like looks cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You could just see the soullessness of it, and that's just unfortunate, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna be missing if people keep going down this rabbit hole. It's like then you know it goes back to what we talked about. It's like I can clock that when I hear it.
Yep.
I can clock when somebody's like making like something that's like sounds like ass, and there's this like very like formulaic and stuff, and just like there's no soul, there's no genuinency in it. It's just gonna get, unfortunately, it's gonna get crazier and crazier because, you know, I'm gonna have to train that ear more because it's gonna get crazier and crazier.
Absolutely. And like I appreciate the tidbit you shared about how you used AI to filter your conversation with your therapist, which by the way, we need to that's sick that you did that.
Thanks.
That's, like, wait, you can sample anything. You can including that.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah, hopefully she's okay with it. She's not talking, but I'm more so like recording myself and my responses.
Totally.
Yeah.
But like I circle back to that specifically because I think we are in the early stages of figuring out how to find the humanity in AI or what we output in AI, and this feels like it could be an early example of that.
Yeah, but you know, like as most things, like people are just gonna capitalize on it, and like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but there's like there's right now on Spotify it's like really bad. There's like multiple artists that don't exist but that have like multiple albums and stuff out on Spotify and like have like like so many listeners, and it's pretty wild, you know.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, AI was supposed to help us not work anymore, but now it's just taking all the fun jobs.
It's oh my god.
Shouts out, dude.
It's so messed up that jobs being less available is a problem.
Well, it's gonna get worse.
What are we doing?
Yeah, just leave me in a hut with some strings and food. I'll be fine.
Some space to grow my weed.
Literally.
And other tomatoes. That's all I got for you question wise.
Thank you. This
is there
great.
anything you would like to add? Questions, comments, concerns?
This was great. Great questions. You did amazing.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I really like the questions. They were very thought-provoking.
Excellent.
I really love your space. It's really nice.
Oh, thank you.
This is great. I hope to be back again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it after the album comes out or something.
Would love to have you on to celebrate the release of ANHEDONIA. Maybe next time I can figure out how to make space for you to play a set.
Woo!
Which I didn't want to spring on you this time because I was like figuring out.
I mean, I could just use my computer. I could just sit here. It's not a big deal.
Oh, super down.
Yeah.
Easy.
As long as you have a long aux cord.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make that happen. But otherwise, this has been the inaugural episode of Creative Listening on Kuku FM.
Woo!
4D. Thank you so much.
4D. Yeah. You have a bright future in this, I can tell.
Thanks for saying that.
Of course.
You know, the God.
Gotta look out. Shouts out.
All right, we're out. Bye.